All this week, we're focusing on being ready for emergencies. We're calling it Ready Socal.
And 1 year after the Palisades fire, new research shows just how difficult it was for residents to escape that area. CBS LA's Kalina Estrinos is joining us now to talk about that. Kalina, so many difficult things to talk about here. But yes, people got stuck on the roadways trying to escape.
Absolutely. Those roads were overwhelmed with traffic, making it hard for people to leave, but also for firefighters to get in. And I caught up with the person who jumped into action to help clear a path for emergency crews.
Just devastated and numb and hopeful, optimistic.
A range of emotions for Steve Gutenberg describing life after the Palisades fire.
It's a very, very difficult time, and I think it'll be difficult for a while.
One of the biggest movie stars in the 80s and 90s, Gutenberg took on a different role when the fire came down the hill, one of a hero.
There was packed wall to wall with cars.
Sunset Boulevard became an evacuation nightmare. The way out at a standstill, with people having to leave their cars behind to escape. Gutenberg was there.
And I saw all the police and fire personnel and the emergency personnel couldn't get through, so I just started jumping in cars that had keys and moving them onto the curb so I could hopefully make a row, a zigzag, so fire personnel could get through.
New data and research from INRIX and the University of Maryland confirming what we saw. The road network in the Palisades was overwhelmed by traffic volume. Here's Greg Jordan with UMD.
To get out, the people to the south had to go north to Sunset Boulevard, and the people to the north had to come south to Sunset Boulevard.
The research shows the Palisades fire zone really only offered two main ways out, Sunset Boulevard and PCH, with traffic staying gridlocked for hours after the fire began. Temescal Canyon eventually becoming congested too. The Eaton fire zone also experienced traffic. However, the research shows this area handled the traffic volume better, with more streets out, allowing cars to eventually flow into the city grid.
Our hope is that this is a tool, a resource in enhancing emergency preparedness in the future.
1 year later, road repairs are ongoing.
This was a super destructive fire, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Katie Masick with Caltrans tells us currently there are 7 emergency projects on PCH directly related to the fires, repairing hillsides, replacing retaining walls, ongoing cleanup, and more. Repairs also continue on Topanga Canyon Boulevard following road and guardrail damage sustained during the fire. The closures impacting many in the community.
Traffic on top of everything that they've personally been through, I know is frustrating, and our crews are aware of that, and we're doing our best to restore this highway and make it viable and safe for years to come for everyone.
And what made you think about jumping in the cars to move them?
It was something that I didn't really think about. I just knew that people needed help.
Even though Steve Gutenberg is still in the rebuilding process himself, he's maintaining a positive and optimistic outlook of the future and urges others to keep the hope too.
It'll be rebuilt. And in 10 years, there'll be people coming into the Palisades and to Eaton and asking a question and saying, when was there a fire? And that will happen.
Hopefully that research, along with other research projects, will help in the planning in the future. Now, when it comes to staying safe while driving near a wildfire, CAL FIRE says first, evaluate where you are. That constant evaluation includes knowing your escape routes and possible areas like open spaces or water to seek refuge. Now, when behind the wheel, make sure everything is to your advantage. For example, put your headlights on, keep your AC on with recirculation button on. That way you're keeping that smoke out, and be sure not to use your high beams. That will reflect off the smoke, making it even more difficult to see. Also, having a mask and an extinguisher in your vehicle can really be a big help. And if the fire has just grown too big and it's producing a lot of smoke and zero visibility, CAL FIRE says your best bet might be to just stay put inside and ride the fire out there. Remember, the most important decisions are made before and during an evacuation. And again, we do have a section on our website dedicated to help you prepare for all kinds of emergencies. It's all on cbsla.com/readysocal and on the CBS LA Instagram and Facebook page. Ladies, back to you.
We are CBS LA. We are yours.